Staying on with more news from British politics, and what is interesting is that a left-wing British politician from the Workers' Party has now registered a landslide victory in a parliamentary by-election on a platform promising to advocate for Gaza and for the Palestinian state. George Galloway is not new to British politics. He in fact ran a pro-Palestinian campaign, and following this he managed to win over much of Rochdale's Muslim community. This as he attacked both the Labour and also the British governing Conservatives for supporting the state of Israel to the hilt in the crippling offensive where over 30,000 Palestinians have been massacred. George Galloway made the foreign conflict a major issue, which is unusual in a by-election in Britain. He's been elected to the Parliament for the 7th time, and his victory has highlighted the deep divisions in the British society over the Israel-Hamas war. It has also repeatedly brought protesters onto the British street in support of the Palestinians and also on some occasions in support of the Israelis as well. Now, Galloway won 12,335 votes in comparison to David Tully, who was second place with just about 6,638 votes. Interestingly, this would be the first time that Galloway's left-wing Workers' Party of Britain has been represented in the Parliament. Although Galloway always campaigned to reinforce maternity services in Rochdale, but his message on Gaza rang and connected with the voters. He also has vowed that he will address the issue of the Palestinians in the British Parliament. Not only this, he's also promised to challenge the Labour Party, which initially had given full support to the state of Israel following the offensive that the Israelis began in Gaza. The party since then has shifted its stand to call for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. The Labour leader Keir Starmer said that Galloway only won because Labour did not stand a candidate, while the Conservative leader Rishi Sunak has refused to comment on George Galloway's victory.
It was very concerning to see the reports of intimidation through the by-election, and by all accounts one of the most divisive campaigns that we've seen in recent times. I'm pleased that the Conservative Party was the only party to run a really positive campaign focused on local issues with a great local candidate, Paul Ellison, and that's where we are.
Did you welcome him back, though?
As I said, I'm pleased that the Conservative Party ran a positive campaign focused on local issues.
Galloway only won because Labour didn't stand a candidate. I regret that we had to withdraw our candidate and apologise to voters in Rochdale. But I took that decision. It was the right decision. And when I say I've changed the Labour Party, I mean it. Obviously, we will put a first-class candidate, a unifier, before the voters in Rochdale at the general election.
All right, so that is what the two losing parties in the by-election have had to say. Now, Galloway became a well-known personality after he'd impersonated a cat on a reality television show back in 2006. At the elections, he clearly called out Starmer, and it said that the plates have shifted, and this change in position will spark a massive movement. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.